Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Madam Speaker, without looking selfish, because my county has not received anything. And as you can see, there was some discussion whether the formula that was adopted to give counties these monies was the best one. I tend to agree with Senator Omogeni. I don't think so. I don't think the formula, because this money is not to develop counties, but areas within counties, Madam Speaker. It's not to say because Kiambu, we contribute to the GDP of our nation, we are among the 3 counties that contribute highest. It doesn't mean we don't have those marginalized areas. Look at Ndeia in Lemuru County, in Lemuru sub-county. Ndeia is next to Kajiado. We share the same land with Kajiado. But that Kajiado, the other side of Kajiado, is getting some money. Hundreds of millions, Madam Speaker. I think we need to relook into this formula and not to think as a county as a whole, but to think of an area, that particular ward, that particular area that requires basic needs. And Madam Speaker, when you're talking about basic needs, we are talking about water, roads, and healthcare. Madam Speaker, there are so many areas in Kiambu without water, yet we give water to Nairobi County. We have Karemeno Dam, we have Ruto Dam, we have even the next dam that is supposed to be built in Darugo, yet the people from those areas, people from Ndeia, people from Kilimambogo, people from Thika, we do not have water, Madam Speaker. So I think this equalization fund should cater for areas, but not necessarily counties as a whole. Madam Speaker, at least together with the Senator of Vihiga, we are co-sponsoring a bill called County Wards Equitable Development Bill. Madam Speaker, I think that bill plus this equitable, this equalization fund should work in tandem so that at least the monies that the counties are going to, the formula the counties are going to use to take money to marginalized areas should be the same formula that equalization fund will be able to use. Madam Speaker, Kiambu is not getting anything from this, but I won't be selfish not to support it, because I want other areas of our nation to also be where we are in some areas. In my county, I know Kisumu is getting something, I will support. I know Baringo is getting something, I will support. I know Isiolo is getting something, despite them not wanting us to have the oversight function that is required. And also Lamu is also getting something. And I'm here to support them. And they are not in parliament, Madam Speaker. But they can take me to court when I'm given money to oversight my county. And Madam Speaker, my county has so many people. So many people that I need to walk in every corner of that county. It is sad to tell you today, Madam Speaker, I attended a meeting that was convened by the leadership of Kiambu, that is 12 members of parliament, the senator, myself, and the women rep, and the Department of Land and Urban Development and Housing. And we were told, Madam Speaker...
Order, senators. Can the senator be heard in silence, please?
And we were told, Madam Speaker, imagine Kiambu County is in the verge of losing 1.6 billion because the county government is not meeting the requisite requirement to receive that money. And what is the requirement, Madam Speaker? It's just to employ a municipal manager. So for 1 year, the governor has not been able to employ 7 municipal managers. We are just about to lose 1.6 billion, Madam Speaker. And that's why when I stand here and ask for that oversight, is to do everything possible to let the people of Kiambu know what is happening with their governor. But Madam Speaker, when I stand here to bring that issue We have some senators who are taking us to court not to get the fund, yet they are not even here now to fight for their counties. I'm fighting for their counties on their behalf, Madam Speaker. So what I would want to propose, Madam Speaker, is that next time when you are looking into this issue, let the formula change and at least to go with the law that you are just about to bring on the floor of this House. Madam Speaker, to finish my argument, I want to say this equalization bill is only supposed to do what we call BETA. BETA is bottom-up economic transformation agenda, because we are trying to uplift those who are downtrodden to bring them to a certain area so that together we can work together. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Senator Kina.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to support the Equalization Appropriation Bill. Madam Speaker, it's been a long time coming. Every year we've been agonizing about money being distributed, not for equality, but for some form of equity. The framers of the Constitution, Madam Speaker, decided that it was important to uplift the standard of living of those people who were left behind when this country was developing. Madam Speaker, I've listened to my colleagues, especially my good neighbor, the Commissioner, objecting or opposing this bill, and I wonder whether he truly understood the meaning of marginalization. Madam Speaker, if you go to Narok County and you traverse the expansive Narok County, or
Senator
you traverse
Halwale, Senator Mogeni,
the expansive
Senator,
Kajiado County,
please sit down. Senator Cherarkei.
and all the other 32 counties that have been allocated with just a little more money to be able to ensure that there is a hospital, to be able to ensure that the roads are graded, not paved, graded, to be able to ensure that those residents who live in those dilapidated areas get access to some form of water. Madam Speaker, you'll be shocked. Today, if you go to Mosiro in Narok East, Mosiro is a place where when the sun is here, during the dry season, people die, Madam Speaker. But with just little money, Madam Speaker, a dam can be built and reservoir can be created for those people to be able to get water for their animals and for their own consumption. Madam Speaker, if you go to Narok South, you go to Narosra, you'll be shocked, Madam Speaker. There's no road, Madam Speaker. There's a place in Narok South, up in Loita, called Mpuputia. There's no road, Madam Speaker. The framers of the Constitution saw it fit to ensure that those people who are in the border of Kenya and Tanzania, who have got no road, can be able to be given some money. At least, not to be equal with people from other counties, like Kiambu, as an example, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I love the senator from Kiambu. But if you traverse Kiambu, even the remotest part of Kiambu, you will find a paved road. If you go to Ndeya, Madam Speaker, I travel and I'm happy to take my friend through Kiambu, going to Limuru. And I love Kiambu. Listen, I love, you will find it tarmacked. You will even find roads to nowhere tarmacked. Why? Because when development was knocking, those areas had tea plantations. So of course, the colonial masters saw it fit. And subsequent administration also followed suit in ensuring that they paved those roads. If you go to Kagwe today and you drive through Kiambu, you go up all the way Kiambu Road, to really rural parts where you will not see a vehicle, the road is paved. And I want to challenge my good friend from Kiambu to get in my car and we go, and I'll be able to, to demonstrate
What's
those
your
places.
point of order, Senator Thangwa? Senator Ole Kina, just wait.
Madam Speaker, my good friend, the Senator of Narok, is misleading this House, because not every corner of the great county of Kiambu is either tarmacked or gravelled. Where he has just mentioned Kagwe Ward, the neighboring ward called Kamburu, they are getting tarmac for the first time since independence. So, Madam Speaker, go to the ward in Deya. They are also getting first tarmac since independence. Madam Speaker, the Senator of Narok should not mislead this House. We equally require money for development, because we do not have the roads that he is purporting to say that we do have them in Kiambu County. So stop misleading this House. We need more money for Kiambu County because we believe we are equally marginalized when it comes to the development, road transportation, and even agriculture, Madam Speaker.
Senator Thangwa. Okay, proceed, Senator.
Madam Speaker,
Ole Kina.
I want more money to go to Kiambu. Yes. I want more money to go to every part of the country. But isn't it ironical that the distinguished senator from Kiambu would sit here and tell us we want more money, yet he was the first one who was opposing the division of revenue bill to send more money to Kiambu? I mean, come on. You can't bake your cake and eat it. You need to be able to look at the whole thing. Right now we are saying you oppose more money to Kiambu. You did not want, you voted against the division of revenue to send 435 billion to Kiambu, to send more money to Kiambu. You are now saying that, Madam Speaker, whatever I'm saying here is completely factual. Madam Speaker,
Senator Thangwa,
my time. You have to save me on my
you have half a minute, but I guess. No?
Madam Speaker, I can't sit here again for the
Let's address your point of order.
Yes, my point of order is when you're giving information, you give information that is right, Madam Speaker. Just the other day, we gave more money to the counties, Madam Speaker. And I was here supporting and asking for more money, Mr. Speaker. What we did before was to hold a little bit of money because we did not know what kind of governors we have, Madam Speaker. We did not know. But the senator should not stand here and try to insinuate that I never voted. I voted yes. The other day I voted more money. And today I'm even asking for more money. And that's why I'm also fighting that the governors should use the money that we send to the counties, Madam Speaker.
Senator Ledama, you can finish. Please give Senator Ledama the remainder of his time.
Madam Speaker, let me begin by supporting this bill, because when I was trying to really make up my case, I was interrupted severally. So, Madam Speaker, it's about time. I want to see the people of Mosiro getting water. I want to see the people of Loita getting water. Madam Speaker, I'm very happy. You know, I will take what I'm given. Every time I'm given a shilling to go to Narok County, I will take it there. And today, I want to echo the words of the Vice Chair of the Finance Committee, Tabitha Mutinda. Tabitha said, distinguished senators, make sure that you follow this money. Other senators who spoke also said that I hope that this money will not be used for administrative purposes. I want to echo those words, and I want to assure them that we shall follow. Because here, we have to ask ourselves very basic questions, Madam Speaker. How do you measure poverty index? And that is one of the things that every senator here should know. Access to education is one of them. You know, education enrollment is another one. If you look at drinking water, availability to drinking water is another one. Sanitary, and most importantly, electricity. Madam Speaker, if you go to Narok today, on a daily basis, I'm always calling REA, I'm always calling Kenya Power and say, take electricity to my people of Narok. So when I got 811 million, which is distributed, it's peanuts, but I'll take it. I will take that money, because when I take it, I know my good people of Emurwedikir will get about 23 million. And people there are poor, Madam Speaker. The people of Narok East, and particularly Mosiro will get about 55 million. In total of Narok East will be about 95 million. Kilgore's constituency, Madam Speaker, people forget. People in Kilgore's are very poor, but I'm happy to see that they are getting about 226 million to be able to help them get water, get roads, and get hospitals. This, Madam Speaker, is very, very important, and I want to plead with all distinguished members, senators here, to vote for this bill, allow this money to go. There are projects, Madam Speaker, that were initiated. Madam Speaker, just 30 seconds, because I know this is ending. That were initiated about 7 years ago, you know, with this equalization fund.
Okay, just give him 30 seconds, please.
Madam Speaker, those projects were initiated almost 10 years ago. They are white elephant projects because they were never paid. The contractors were never paid. There are hospitals. I know there are hospitals in Kilgore's. There are roads. In fact, now those roads have to be done again. So we just have to be diligent and ensure fiduciary responsibility. So in this case, I want to plead and I want to echo the words of my sister Tabitha Mutinda, that at least for once, as senators, and to both committees, CPIC and PAC, we ensure that at least this money is actually accounted for. And to the Auditors General, please for once, do something which is really, that will make people remember you. The Controller of Budget, the same thing, Madam Speaker. And Treasury, when that money is released, make sure that money is paid to what is intended. If it's a hospital, it is taken care of. Thank you, Madam Speaker.